Greetings, everyone. So I'm here today. Our topic for today is break time is over. Okay, and give yourself a break. So it's a two-part thing. So what caused me? So when I do these lives, I always do them talking to myself, but I like to share. What's inside of my mind or transformations that I'm going through. And so, one of the ones that I recently have been saying to myself was that I'm going to do a social media hiatus, right? Because I, found myself breaking too much. When I'm taking a break, I just be on there. It starts with business, but once I notice that it is no longer business or doing anything productive or income producing, then I tell myself, hey, you got to take a break. Break time is over, right? And so I wanted to refer this to business, right? Many of us are trying to depart our workaholic ways, working for someone. Most of us are trying to build legacies, start businesses of our own, and whatnot. And so if that is you, if you're like me, the message was, give yourself a break. So my goal is to build $1 million business or $1 million brand, right? And so, of course, even though these are high dreams, high hopes, I want to make sure that they are realistic. And so I was doing a little research, and I saw on in Forbes magazine, so they did a survey. They surveyed 100,000 successful people, right? And they only heard from 10,000 people. So 10,000 people, business owners, people who ran businesses for $1 million businesses for over a year, right? Guess how many people were on that? Guess how many people out of the 10,000 ran a $1 million business for more than a year and they got that $1 million in less than a year? Okay, only two. Right? So that means 9,998 people did not make their $1 million in a year and run that $1 million business for more than a year. Right? So that's my first point. Okay, so only two people had instant wealth that came within a year. Right? So I'm like, okay, that's cool. Right, and so the next thing that I looked at was over 62.65% of the 10,000 people had wealth after 11 years, right? So it took them 11 years to obtain wealth capital enough for their business to become a $1 million business or for their business to earn them $1 million. And I'm like, that was something to ponder because, I have been on and off with my dreams. Sometimes I will believe in them, and then other times, if I don't see anything immediate, I might, retreat and draw away from the plan. Right? But so out of these people, out of the 10,000 people, right? Out of 10,000 people, 6,262 people had wealth had made their $1 million after 11 years, right? Okay. And most of these businesses, most of the 10,000 businesses that generate $1 million or more and have been running for over a year are ran by one person. Right? Because I was in a position where I want to build a team, a money-making team, because, although this is my dream, my vision, and my legacy, I'm just one person. I know I can't do this all on my own. It's going to require an elite team, which I am manifesting now. Okay, and so one thing that moved me was they didn't talk about what the people did to get to their first $1 million, for their first $1 million business that stayed alive for more than a year, right? What they dropped was the characteristics of these people. Okay, so out of all these 10,000 people, out of the 2 people that made it in less than a year, out of the 6,265 people who it took 11 years, they all had a vision, right? And so one thing that I heard lately is like, it's your vision. It's not anybody else's vision for them to believe in, for them to buy. A lot of times we get discouraged when somebody doesn't see our dreams the way we see it, but it's not their vision. It wasn't given your vision wasn't given to them for them to see with their eyes. It's your vision. So my mentor recently spoke on how it is important to take ownership and leadership over my vision, and so that's what I'm choosing to do. Okay, the second thing is to be resilient and persistent. Okay, and so persistent is where even when all of the odds are against you, even when all of the odds are against you, you still push forward, you still keep going. Okay, and that is, again, required, because how many people quit when the things get too tough? How many of these people who did make $1 million business quit before their year was up? Because so notice the benchmark was who ran their business for a year and more. Okay, it's about the longevity. Okay, and the only way that we can stay in the long run is to have resilience. Okay, the third one was an amazingly strong work ethic. Okay, and so that leads us back to the title. Break time is over. Okay, people with a strong work ethic, you don't have break time. You balance life. You balance work with home, with family, with spiritual, with self-care, with sensuality. You balance that, but you never take a break. You never take a break from your vision, from the goal, from the plan, right? And then it's passion. Okay, passion. Okay, how many people have you seen trying to pursue something that they're not passionate about? How many people have you seen really successful in something that they aren't passionate about, right? So they might get the dreams, they might get the goal, but if they weren't passionate about it, it didn't fulfill them. And again, that's where the longevity is. Yeah, I made $1 million, but I didn't enjoy doing it. So guess what I'm gonna do? Not run the course. Okay, so make sure you have passion, and make sure that's why many people will say if you find something that you love to do, you'll never work a day of your life. And so I think it's very important that passion is number 4. Okay, and the last one is a positive attitude. Okay, and I think positive attitude goes hand in hand with a positive mindset. Okay, it's hard. You cannot have a positive attitude with a negative mindset. It just doesn't work. Right? Positivity breeds positivity. Negativity breeds negativity. You don't like the water?
Yeah, but serious.
Okay, I'm going to pour it out. Okay, so, again, a positive attitude. And so, one thing that I do each month is take some time out for my mindset, to get my mindset right. Mindset matters. Why? Because we have been taught so much stuff that was not true, right? We were given other people's thoughts, feelings, experiences when it came to different things as far as wealth. Okay, and so a lot of those things influence the wealth that we do and do not have. Want some juice?
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. The 5 personality characteristics of the 10,000 people who ran a business for a year or more. Okay, they had a vision. They had a clear vision. They took leadership and ownership over their vision. Okay, they were resilient. Okay, they practiced persistent. They did not give up. They had amazingly strong work ethic. So again, break time is over. It is important to balance your work, life, play, fun. However, just don't break too much, okay? Passion, make sure you are passionate about it. Peace, Queen, and make sure you have a positive attitude. So since my mini me wants her time, I'm going to be ending this. Hopefully you can catch the replay. Peace.